Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is our triple turbo Civic. I didn't intend on blowing it up, but it did somehow explode. Now I get the pleasure of pulling it apart right now to see what we actually exploded. Got to recap the cylinder on this side, 115 compressions. The next one, 60 compressions. The next one, 0. The next one, 0. And I drove this thing home. I have no idea how it even drove on 1.5 cylinders, but it did. I tried going to Canadian Tire to get some compressions. They told me I didn't know what I was talking about, so I have no idea what's going on. We're gonna have to pull this apart. The worst part about pulling it apart is this manifold to the cylinder head sucks to get off. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's super easy to do, super helpful for me. Let's get into it. I stole that line from Dan at DD Speed Shop. Now I know Hog Dogger Dan is perfect, but you know what would make him look even better? How about an Everlast 185 welder? This thing could be all yours. Every $1 spent at boostedlifestyle.com gets you one entry to win this bad boy. If you guys notice, I myself use an Everlast welder. Mine has a couple more knobs and a couple more amps, but essentially that thing will do everything that this thing will do. Comes with your welder plug. It actually comes with your torch, your ground cable, all that good stuff. You're just gonna need your consumables and your gas. And who doesn't want to learn how to fabricate? You could build stupid stuff like triple turbo kits. You build turbo kits like this. This was all done on my Everlast welder. Like I said, every $1 spent, boostedlifestyle.com. It's gonna help go towards fixing this, whatever this is. You'll see later in the video. And you get a chance to win cool welder. Boostedlifestyle.com. Oh yeah. You look so good with that. All right, let's start with the easy stuff here. Just put this socket on the wrench and... Oh, dude! I broke my window! Oh no, look at that! I broke it! It'll be okay. Totally lost the shit out of my ratchet though. I didn't prepare for it to go so far. Oh, at least I got the socket part. The ratchet part might be lost forever for now. Oh no, it's down here. Just one of my stupid ideas trying to entertain myself. You get to pull off this big ram horn looking thing. I don't even know why I'm using a ratchet like a peasant, to be honest. You do got power tools, my dude. That's what I would say to myself if I were smart. I'm literally pulling the car with this coupler right now. Just trying to make some room to like work in here. Now the thing I hate the most is it feels like this thing conquered me. So now I need to kick its ass and win. And we need to conquer it. Plus it deserves probably like a good life. Like who doesn't want to see some B16 content? I've never done it before, so it's gotta be kind of cool, right? Honestly, I don't even know how a lot of this timing component stuff works, so. There's also that. All the turbos seem to be alive, so I don't think we lost any oil pressure. That's good. Holy shit. Okay, what's Peg got to say?
No, I drank her all last night again. Working on big truck traders. And then now I'm eating pumpkin pie. I got up at 9:30, started watching fucking goddamn DD Speed Shop about camshaft and some fixing on his Cracker Jack box prize.
I think that was me. I'd like to take the turbos out as a unit. So if we can get the charge piping off, let's try that. Just be aggressive with it and it works. Now this is by far my least favorite part of this whole process, I'm assuming, is pulling these top manifold bolts out on the exhaust manifold, because I hated getting them on with no turbos on. And honestly, it's probably my own fault just the way that I built the manifold, but there's not really a company out there making a triple turbo manifold for a Civic. All right, 2 more bolts. I hate when a bolt is too loose for a ratchet, but too tight for your fingers. It's annoying. What I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and scoop this whole thing up with both arms, undo the middle bolt, and I should be able to just lift the whole piece out. Technically, in theory, everything's always in theory. Probably gonna drop the wrench on the floor. Deadlift day. Oh yeah, there goes. Deadlift day today, so I might as well lift my back. Hey, that ain't bad. Well, immediately, all that oil in that cylinder doesn't look too good. But To give you a better idea of what's going on with our turbo kit here, if you're new, cylinders 1 and 4 here are connected. They go to that turbo. 2 and 3 are connected. They go to that turbo. The exits of those 2 turbos actually come out, go into this turbo, and then the feed actually goes into the other 2 turbos. This is how it's done on most compound setups that I've seen. The bigger turbo always feeds into the stock size turbo. And that's how I've always seen it on compounds. That's how I'm doing it. And so far it's worked so good, except for we exploded the engine. So maybe it's working too good then, huh? Maybe I'm the smart one here. I'm the fart smeller. Well, turns out I'm an amateur with the GoPro here, but Hog Jogger Dan came over. We decided that we're gonna end up pulling this engine out instead of trying to pull the head off because it's some sort of JDM wizardry underneath this thing. When you say JDM is I know what you mean now because everything underneath this is as fuck. So yeah, we jacked it up. We got the 2 axles out. Yeah, you missed a lot of good commentary, just for the record here. So yeah, we're pulling the engine out, long story short. Edited the part out where we took the battery off because there was a relay clicking and Dan was like, there's a relay clicking. And then 20 minutes later, we were like, we should probably disconnect the battery, huh?
Maybe disconnect it.
Remember that one time in that other video when we were like, yeah, we're not gonna need this engine crane for a while. And then all of a sudden we need it.
My name's Kyle and I came here to freak stuff up.
Yeah, I came to freak stuff up. So when I first bought this car, you can see right here, the map sensor was actually T'd. So someone had 2 map sensors wired into this thing when I bought this car originally, and I looked at it and I was like, that's never gonna work. And the dude couldn't get it to run. So I cut this one off, kept the 3-bar in there, loaded in some generic tune on Hondata, and then drove it home. He was probably pissed, but it is what it is. Throttle cable's gotta come off. That's one thing I know how to do, I think.
Oh, we put those in there, didn't we?
Yep. Those are ID 1000s, bro.
1050s.
ID 1050s.
IDX 1050s. Whatever fuel you want to put through this thing, rate it to take. We're definitely gonna need to Google how to plug those back in, aren't we? We take them
Yeah, probably. I know nothing about distributors. That's too much like carburetor shit for me. Now I'm just thinking to myself, we've never put any effort into this car. Wouldn't this make the perfect Hog Jogger racing equipped beast? Like, what if we just dedicate Dan to this one? We'll do it up, like we never put any effort into it, so if we put a bit of effort into it, get it all-wheel drive swapped, make it look half decent, this might be Hog Jogger racing all over it. I went ahead and pulled the struts out. I actually have to move these down again because I raised it when we put tracks on it. I'm gonna pull both axles out. Dan did a bunch of stuff here yesterday when I was inside. It's almost ready to pull out, and then we can finally see the damage that's underneath. All right, I'm just doing this slowly. The only way I know how to do it. Both axles are out. I'm gonna pull the power steering pump off. Hopefully leave that in the engine bay. Power steering's kind of cool. I don't like driving without it now because I'm like too old. I like taking a socket, extension. Easy cheater. Wow. I could call that one the Tiger Woods, get it? Cheater? I mean, the more you think about it, the cooler Honda engines get. Like, this is a 1.6 liter. Even if it was making 400 horsepower like it did before, like, that's still pretty incredible, considering that the LS over there is triple the displacement and only makes, like, triple the power, I guess. But, like, in its own right, the Honda's kind of cool. Did DeWalt come out with a ratchet yet? An impact ratchet? I really need one. Okay, the only other big one that I know about is the shifter linkage. I'm gonna have to get underneath there. I'm gonna have to lick some elbows and stuff to get at it, but I'll see what happens here in a second. A Hog Jogger racing over here. Here comes the fun part. We gotta try and pull this engine out. Neither of us Honda specialists. This configuration, not used to it, yeah. Transit coming up. I'm pretty sure we're missing transmission bolts out of the bottom side of this transmission. Like on the transmission mount underneath. The bolts that go into the transmission mount, I feel like they're aren't there, yeah.
Oh.
That would explain a lot of like
The jumpy.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so nothing, like, pondering about it never gets anything done. If there's one thing I've learned about fabricating and...
Hook up and pull.
Yeah.
The best thing about an engine hoist is...
It's stronger than whatever's attached.
Well, you will find the structural integrity of whatever it's attached to.
Yes. Well, in this case, it would lift the front end of the car up, but I don't exactly have a strap, but I've got some chain down here. Also, people say this intake manifold is shit.
Oh.
Yeah. I gotta get this underneath everything though. I definitely got my hand stuck though.
Me too.
Like stuck though.
So where do I start?
This is awkward.
Oh, shit, Kyle. Don't pull.
How did I even get it in there then?
What do I need to do to get you out of there? That's what I'm trying to figure out now. Like, it's stuck underneath the intake manifold.
Yeah.
What if I get you something to stand on to go higher to leverage yourself? Will that help?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm legitimately stuck under the intake manifold right now. I was gonna like get a bolt or something and put it through.
Okay.
Cause I don't think it'll go through the other bolt.
No. Not freak out. And I will try to find some bolts.
Oh, I got it now. Oh, that was weird. I had to like rotate my hand back this way to get it out. That was super awkward. That was totally like a calm down, don't panic moment. Like I must have like put my hand in forward and then rotated it to get the chain. And then when I was trying to pull it out upside down, I couldn't get it. When I tried to flip my arm over, it was stuck like between the alternator and the intake manifold. I actually had to like go in further, rotate it, and then come out. That was the worst feeling ever. Start finger blasting off mounts so I could do Danny's mom. How many engine mount bolts are holding a friggin' Honda and it still shakes? I seriously can't wait for the first person to be like, you guys are idiots. You should have just dropped that down the bottom.
Go back.
Oh yeah, we're clear of that mount now in the back. That hose is off.
That hurt.
What you just do?
Smack my head on that.
On the hoist? You're not bleeding. No, you're not bleeding.
No,
You got a crease there. I don't know if it's a wrinkle or a crease though. You are getting kind of old.
I am. Yeah.
If your hairline wasn't back so far, you wouldn't even see it.
Exactly. Man, that is sick power steering pump pulley too.
I know there's a lot of aftermarket shit on this engine that I got. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I paid $3,000 for this entire setup. It has a Honda in it. It's got forged pistons and rods. It's a B16A2. There we go. Now we're up and over that little peg. All right, now is when we check to see if we're pulling on anything, which
Probably are.
I don't, no, I feel like we're not really. There's one plug here that goes to, it looks like a power steering line maybe.
Ha. Thought you said you disconnected fuel there.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, look. Look right here, this one. Is there return fuel? Oh, cut that one.
Well, I mean, we just have to lower it down a touch and pull the friggin' thing off.
Fine.
Oh, that's gonna get replaced anyways.
Yeah. Sick. Now, for the record, this bolt here, this hole here, this hole here, and that bolt right there are all transmission mounts for this back one, right here. Only this one was in there, so it basically could pivot on the back. I was gonna put it on the bucket, but Danny Boy said it's too light to put on the bucket, so.
I can't manipulate it because of the bucket there, so.
Make sure you're not grabbing any of the wiring harness, because once you try and walk away. There we go. What shiny pressure plate do we have? Very unknown.
Looks very much like OE replacement.
No, it says Exetti right here.
Yeah, that's probably an Exetti OE replacement.
Well, let's look up the part number and then go from there, I guess.
True.
But we got the branch off. Cool. Don't put that one back on. All right, here's our clutch that came off. If anybody's fluent in the Hondas, the only marking I see on it is 008 and OK. So 3-puck OK 008. not quite a 007. I mean, the pressure plate looks pretty trashed up. And it looks like a lightweight flywheel on there. And that looks pretty trashed up too, actually. It looks like they put a light pressure plate on a good clutch.
Kind of does.
Yeah, and they might end up having to get a whole new clutch setup on this thing, which would be very unfortunate. All right, we've got the president of Hog Jogger Racing's over here, starting to disassemble this B16 Q145, whatever Honda number that is. Don't know where to start, so we're gonna start with the timing belt side of things. Put a table here. That's useful. Won't be needing that transmission anymore. Like I said, if anybody knows what clutch that is, tell me what that is. And that's a empty bay. I think this Honda thing could be a thing. I think it'd be good.
It'd be a lot of fun.
The Honda games usually, like, going 13s has never been more fun. So I left Dan unattended for like an hour, so there's probably lots of wiener jokes on my camera right now.
I thought you were going to be gone longer, so I
didn't actually film anything.
I didn't pick it up.
But Dan's got the cams out of it, looks like. Mm-hmm. What I noticed interesting about this is, oh my god, I just pulled that up out of that. Yeah. There's no like lash adjusters or anything in this thing. It's all like you adjust the rockers for your clearance on the cams. And then this is your VTEC cam right here, which I just pulled up, which I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not. But... Okay, yeah. Honestly, I don't know a ton about Hondas, but this is definitely JDM as fuck. So right here are your two like intake valves right here, and then this one actually pushes both of those down even further. So if you look on the camshaft, you can see that this camshaft right here, these would be like opening the two valves, and then this one opens it even further and longer. So that's what VTEC is. It's actually kind of neat, and if you could have it on V8s, I bet it would actually kick ass. Well, start things off, I'm gonna have a Truly. I'm gonna have the mango one, because I don't like mangoes, but for whatever reason, this one tastes pretty good. It appears like there must be two shafts that run and hold all this stuff in place. So we're gonna take this little front piece off, we're gonna get all these bolts out, and then this should just come up, to be honest. Let's stop talking about it, let's do it. Oh yeah, there's a gasket in this one. 12 point.
Is it a 12 point?
Yeah. That just means we gotta use those stupid sockets, like these ones, but what size is it gonna be? Is it gonna be 13 or is it gonna be, I wonder if that's what it's gonna be. That's pretty tight on there. Now I made a weapon. Probably not good for little gears inside the ratchet, but suck it, ratchet.
Deal with it.
I probably should have took this off in order as well.
I was noticing you weren't doing that. I was like, I don't care.
We'll reverse it here. We'll go like this. Like this one. And this one.
So we'll only twist the exhaust side. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, I just cracked them all. That's
I
all.
guess you only gave a quarter turn anyways.
No, we'll get... I can't believe you didn't grab the camera and tell a bunch of wiener jokes.
I thought you were going to be gone longer. I didn't think you were gone that long. I was going to be like...
No, it was like 45 minutes.
Okay.
I do have to remodify the oil pan just for 3 bungs instead of 5. Yeah, there was the main one that I knew it was turbocharged from. So when I first got the car, this bung was on here and I was like, oh, that was turbocharged before. So when I went to install some more bungs in the pan, I pulled the pan out and I was like, oh, there's forged pistons and rods in this thing. How's that for the shirt? Instead of thirst trap, this is Martian now. Get in, loser, we're going propane. This is gonna be a very quick telltale sign, because if there's something wrong in this engine, it's probably gonna be, like, you'll see it on the pistons, little witness marks. So, we'll see. There's a phenolic spacer here. Like that plastic spacer. Somebody put money in this fucking car.
Get it off. There we go. You got it?
Nope. There's something still connected over here. Dude, I am shocked about this. I didn't think it had this piece in here, which it's probably just a floating piece, but shit, still, I don't know. That looks like it probably hit. So it was lost, it lost compression on these two, and it looks like that's hit. It hit, yeah, definitely hit the valves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
So our valves are definitely bent then. Dude, there is money in this. I don't think that's hurt. I think the valve is hurt. I think that will be fine.
I think we could polish that. I wouldn't want to put it back in exactly.
I don't know now if that's gonna mess up the rod bearings at all for kissing like that.
I don't think Rod's noticed.
I don't know. Well, that's interesting. Obviously, we knew it had forged pistons and rods in it, but I didn't realize that it had this, whatever this cylinder support is. It looks like it says KAGE on the side over here. I don't know if it's good or not. I don't know how much power we're good till with this addition, because I knew that the open deck was actually the limiting factor after the pistons and rods. I think we're good to a little bit of horsepower now. Definitely more horsepower than that CRV trans is probably worth.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this set up properly now, like 400 wheel horsepower with a CRV trans, CRV rear diff, I think it would be golden. Like, that'd be a good number for the car. 400 wheel?
At whatever this weighs?
Yeah.
400 wheel is going to feel
fun.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, at least.
And then here's the head. I don't exactly see any witness marks on the valves themselves. Maybe up here on the top you can see a little bit. It's because they're a little crusty, the exhaust valves. But you can definitely see the witness marks right here on the pistons that we hit the exhaust valves. Not the intake valves, but the exhaust valves. So likely a new set of exhaust valves at the bare minimum. I don't know how the rod bearings are going to be. Anybody with experience money shifting a B16, let me know what you think about the rod bearings in these things. On top of this, I also don't know how easy it is to replace the exhaust valves in this thing. Like an LS, I could do that in an afternoon. This one, yeah, we're gonna have to pull the intake manifold off. We'll address the head, but it doesn't look like the gasket was blown out either anywhere. Gasket looks fine. I don't know if this is an OEM style gasket. Like, I'm definitely gonna need a couple of opinions on how we're gonna put this back together and what you guys would do. I think front and rear main we should do, because we think we had a little bit of a rear main seal leak. The CRV trans, the questionable clutch over there. We're gonna keep this one definitely budget minded, but I think this would be a good pervert Dan car. Like, what else is best for picking up MILFs than a 2000s Honda? Nothing. Exactly. Might as well rip the intake manifold off now. The only reason we didn't take it off to begin with was it's just a pain in the ass to get at in the car. The next biggest thing now is, like, how long is it going to take us to get parts in Canada?
Yeah.
Because obviously we need a new set of valves, lap those in, jam it back together, go money shift it again, put another new set of valves in it.
Oh, we got practice.
Yeah, I'm anticipating doing it again for practice. It wasn't bad though. That was like, what, an afternoon to pull it out? Yeah. Next time,
not having a clue what we're doing.
yeah, the next time we do it, like half an afternoon.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit harder on the Trulies, a little less on the work.
Maybe a full afternoon.
That's how Peg would do it.
Right. I don't know if Peggy did it too.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be like, you friggin', you're supposed to be an Albertan. Like, I actually like this intake manifold, but everyone says it sucks. It looks decent. Honestly, it's been working for us. Actually, I forgot. I was like, what? Where are we gonna get an intake manifold gasket? It's already got this plastic reusable one on it. I think that's everything. Yeah. So yeah, we got this plastic intake, like, somebody spent some money in this engine, man. For $3,000, I couldn't go wrong. And the funny part is I bought this, like, what, 3 years ago now, probably? 2 years ago, at least?
This car has done you well.
It has paid for itself. Also, is there any markings on these cams that we would know that they're not just stock cams? I don't think so. Maybe behind, this one looks a little bit chewed up.
Right? On the bearings.
Yeah, on the bearings, they look a little chewed up.
I was looking at that too.
Yeah. What's going on there? For those cams looking so weird, like the faces and the head aren't that weird. Like right here.
I mean, look here.
I guess the majority of the friggin' camshaft doesn't even, like, touch anything. It's hollow in the middle of it. Like I said, you guys are just listening to two idiots who don't know anything about Hondas, by the way. What would we do if shit wasn't broken around here, though? Nothing. There'd be nothing to do.
I can't imagine us just going out and driving our cars all the time.
No, it would be weird. This would have been a good race against the truck, I think. The Honda?
You think?
Yeah. Let's just see. People aren't going to be satisfied with us just being like, oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, okay.
They want to see the carnage, Dan.
I mean, I am people as well.
You are people, yeah.
I are people. I want to see carnage.
Ow.
Oh. Where'd it go?
The keepers went flying somewhere for sure. Oh, in there. You know what'd be cool for this right now? The magnet.
Oh, yeah. The magnet would work really well.
Okay, let's push one of that valves out. It feels rough, like right there. That's all. It doesn't look like it was sealing though. Like that looks just like carbon. Are these burnt out, I wonder? You know, it'd be a good test, I think.
Put it in the lathe?
Drill, yeah. I do have a lathe right there though. Yep. You're right. The lathe is probably better. This mini lathe has come in handy a couple of times.
A few times for sure.
It like the couple of times that I used it was definitely worth the money because I was like, how am I ever going to do that without this?
It's not exactly your favorite tool, so it's not your first option.
No.
By the time you get to it, you need it.
Let's just see. Oh yeah, it's.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta come over and see. Oh, I can see that from
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we bent some valves, I think.
Yeah, they kissed.
Where's that other camera at? Oh, it's on the tripod here. I mean, upon first visual inspection, like you couldn't really notice anything wrong with the valve, but after you spin it a little bit, yeah, I think we bent some valves, boys. That money shift, I didn't think I heard anything, but apparently I did.
It hurt something.
Yeah. Note to self, don't shift to fifth. You think I could just move that over and turn that down and put it back in? What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pull an intake valve out. There was no witness marks on any of the intake valves here, but just to pull one out to check it doesn't hurt, I guess. Just see. There we go. Honestly, we could probably use some better spring. Oh, this was a double spring.
What?
On the intake valve? The dual spring. Was there a dual in this one? No. So the intake had 2 springs on it. The exhaust only had 1 spring.
Might make sense why the exhaust floated.
Maybe why the exhaust valves floated, yep. Oh, that looks like it was sealing way better than the other one. So you see where the valve seat part is? Look at the valve seat on the other one.
Shine.
And then yeah, the valve seat on this one literally has like no, oh yeah, you can tell where it's bent now.
Yeah. Look, it was touching.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, it might need valve seats too then if it was bent, maybe.
Yeah, it might.
Might be better off bringing it to someone who knows cylinder heads.
I bet you the intakes are fine.
I bet you they're fine too. I'm just gonna double check.
But if they gotta come out, one of those ain't.
Oh yeah, that's straight as an arrow. So like I said, now that we know we need exhaust valves, good chance to go get yourself some Boost Lifestyle merch. Every one entry, every $1, 1 entry. BoostLifestyle.com. So Dan and I actually have some research to do on what springs and stuff we should put in this thing. We're just doing stock springs, or we're doing stock valves, stuff like that. Like I said, we don't know a ton about the Honda world here.
The whole Honda life is different.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I'm actually having a lot of fun. And it's the same kind of energy I had during the LS builds when I was like, I don't know anything about LSs. And now that I've done so many of them, I'm just bored of it. And now we're into something new, which is learning experience. I'm basically Boosted Boy Kyle now.
It's a good thing you money shifted that so you could take this engine apart.
Like, if I wouldn't have money shifted this, we would not be having fun today, Dan. All right, we got some research to do. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace easy. Get that V.